your job right now is on your own for a solid 5 to 7 minutes. You need to create an OPVL chart for this document at the bottom. You need to create an OPVL chart for this at the bottom. If I'm creating an OPVL chart, I'm going to have an O. What does the O stand for? Origin. Origin. I'm going to have a P. What is the P? Purpose. Okay, what's next? Values. And the L is? Limitations. If I'm asking you to create a chart in here, then it should look something like this in your work. So at the bottom of that document, please write on this. You can write on the back if you don't think you have enough room. You can write on the side. But please be writing on this warm-up, creating a chart with the origin, purpose, values, and limitations. Now for the next 5 to 7 minutes, you are going to work on your own using those annotations that you already made, on that document to now create an OPVL chart based on that same document. Back on me in 3, 2, and 1. You should have annotated this document by now. That's what we did the last time we looked at this document. We annotated it. Okay, now we should have gone through and created an OPVL chart on that document. Now we're going to go through together on outlining a proper OPVL paragraph. I graded all of your OPVL free responses from our test, and I think that we should go over together what we expect from an OPVL properly done paragraph. Okay? So when I'm grading OPVL paragraphs, I'm looking for a properly developed OPVL. When I say properly developed, that means that you're taking from the actual document and you're bringing in outside knowledge. On our test, it was about Executive Order 9066. We talked about that in class. We did a warm-up on it, and we did that internment project that revolved around this executive order. So you need to talk about the origin, purpose, value, and limitation from the document with your background content knowledge, Mark and RJ. With that background content knowledge. So not only do you need to say, it is because of this, you need to bring in that knowledge to support what you're learning from the document. So let's do this together with this Iron Curtain speech. Let's outline a paragraph together. So someone please tell me what they put as the origin of this document. I will be giving participation points for this. Remember, we had the last 2 classes, and then we have these 2 classes this week in order to get your 3 participation points. Okay. Mark, what did you put for your origin? Cool. So we have the type of document that it is. Okay. We have that it's a speech. Good. That's important to get, that we have it's a speech. Okay. Then we have who is giving it, right? We have Winston Churchill. We have where it's being given. Tell me again where. In Fulton, Missouri. Natalie, can you close the door, please? Thank you. In Fulton, Missouri. Okay, and then we have when, right? When is it being given? March, gotta say it louder for me, Mark. March 9th? There you go. March 1946. Use your teacher voice. March 1946. This is a great origin. How do I get that from a level 3 to a level 4 origin? This is great basic information that I've gotten exactly from the document. Natalie, how do I get that from a level 3 to a level 4?
You can include background knowledge, like Winston Churchill was the former Prime Minister of Britain, so you can talk about like who he is.
who he is. Great. Because if I just say Winston Churchill, okay, somebody might not know who Winston Churchill is. We're in a United States history class. We know who Winston Churchill is because we're talking about him all the time. But somebody who's not in our class should be able to read this analyzation that you're doing and say, oh, thank you for telling me who Winston Churchill is. So now we're adding in that background information that we talked about. Does it say exactly in the document who he is, Louise? Does it say in the document that Winston Churchill is the former Prime Minister of Great Britain? Does it say that? But do you know that? You do. You know that. It's stuff that we've already learned in our class. So you use that information to support your writing. So we're going to say he's the former Prime Minister. What about the date? What about the date? Can we say more to support this origin of the date? Miranda?
You can explain how it was the year after World War II ended.
Great. So now we're giving some context of, like, we know what is significant about this date. So now we have it's the year after World War II ended. That's important. We're adding that background knowledge into our origin. I want everyone to copy this down on the back of that document. I want everyone to copy this down on the back of that document. I want everyone to copy this down on the back of that document. Thank you. So that you have an example of how to set up a proper OPVL paragraph that's going to take you from that level 3 or level 2 of I'm just giving information that I see in the document to a level 4 of I'm taking that information that I see in the document and I'm adding in my own analysis, my own background knowledge to support it. You're giving those things meaning. If I just put Winston Churchill and March 1946, you're not wrong. That is the origin of the document. But what meaning does that have? It's important that it's Winston Churchill because of who he is. He's the former Prime Minister of Great Britain. He got them through World War II. He's kind of an important dude, right? Then we need to explain that who he is. The year 1946, it's the year after World War II ended. Is that important? Is that important? Yes, it is. You should be copying this down. How can I take this from a level 3 to a level 4? Someone give me some suggestions. It's to inform the American people about the current situation in Europe. What about the current situation in Europe? What's going on in Europe? That's great. There's a current situation in Europe. Someone's reading this. They go, well, what's going on in Europe? I don't know. You got to tell me. Christina.
You could say it's the Soviet control in Eastern Europe.
Soviet control of Eastern Europe. What else about that situation? Communism is spreading. Why is it important then that Winston Churchill is in Fulton, Missouri? And we're talking about communism spreading. Why is that important that he's in Fulton, Missouri, and we're talking about communism spreading? What do Americans hate?
Communism.
Americans hate communism. So, Winston Churchill, do you think he strategically chose to go to Fulton, Missouri? The heart of America? I think so. Now we've added some background. We've added some more information to talk about what that current situation is in Europe.